Tragic.
It's not like Finds Man.
Before we begin, I would suggest, Philip, that you resize the Lotus of the Marauder and set that as the default token.
Oh,
Yes, I do not think you've done that yet.
indeed I have.
You have or you haven't? That last part cut out.
I have not.
Sounded clear to me, and I'm easily the furthest one from the server.
I don't know why. I think it's just like a slight bit of packet loss that I have because of my mobile internet.
Yeah, mobile internet is terrible.
Mm-hmm. So this one is better than most. It's just painfully slow at times.
Oh. I think we will find out if it's wrong.
What?
It should be done. I'm not sure if it will work.
Oh, well, it's easy to test. Yep, it works.
Wait. I'm learning things.
Shocking.
Yes, I know.
Like
Okay.
putting a defibrillator to your chest.
I'm just about set up. And I've finished eating everything. Everything!
Everything. How many bananas?
One. And a tuna sandwich.
That is what I call a rebel.
Why did he have to use the first one though? That's the best one of them.
Well,
He only
They
has the
do
first
not use Blade 2 to open. Or Blade 3.
I guess the first one works better for the joke.
yeah, I think that's the point. And the question is if he really used it or if he just held the hand like that.
I don't think he used it.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's very sharp.
yeah. I mean, if you look at it, you can see that it's still got tape in on both sides.
I mean, you can actually sharpen a disc without ruining the contents of it. You just have to be really careful.
You have to sharpen the right side.
Also, why would you do that?
I don't know.
Self-defense
fun.
purposes?
Yes. If someone is rushing at me with a gun, let me pick out my old DVD collection.
I don't know. Who would expect to be slashed open with the DVD?
Anyone that's mounted one to a drill and then spun it to full RPMs. Where eye protection.
Boom, 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 boom.
Well, should we have a summary?
I think we should.
Well, Max always has the best notes.
Do I though? Which is book? Which is book? What book is today?
Friday, Friday, Friday. I think that's how the song works.
No, no. Now I
It's-
want to watch the music
Actually,
video.
I can't do the because I didn't make any notes last time because I spent most of the game in a hole.
That is correct. Also, I really think Pia should, for reasons.
Because he always volunteers someone else.
Specifically, Max.
Well, that's because Max has entertaining notes.
Yeah, except now. Now there's no notes at all.
Well, remember that we were in Calling Horns, and we spoke to the sheriff, who was also an innkeeper, right?
No.
Probably a mafioso.
Also,
Yeah, also a mafioso, but also an innkeeper.
No.
Wasn't that the point?
No.
yes, she
We-
was.
We were,
But
no,
she
we
was
were.
the keeper of the inn that you stayed at.
What? No, we were talking to the innkeeper, and the sheriff entered as we were talking to the innkeeper. I distinctly remember this.
No, we
That
slept
was-
at the first inn, where that wasn't the sheriff's inn, but the sheriff did walk in and like get protection payment, and then later when we were directed to the sheriff, it was actually another inn that the sheriff ran.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sound about right?
Yeah.
I must have completely missed this.
To be
And
fair, it doesn't look like an inn from the outside. It's a walled, heavily
Yeah,
fortified building.
well, to start off, while we were resting, sleeping, trolls decided they wanted to eat our horses, and we killed them.
Yeah.
And left their corpses to be cleaned up by the city guards.
I did a 1-point hero landing on my face.
We don't have horses.
Oh
the
yeah.
trolls didn't know that.
Well, they wanted to get into the stables.
Yep.
But anyway, we met with the sheriff, and she told about lots of trouble with trolls from the Evermoors. That had increased in frequency in getting to Calling Horns. So we followed the tracks of those trolls that we had killed. And then we encountered a group consisting of trolls, ogres, and giants.
Oh my.
Fire giants, I think, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
And yeah, we beat them up and called them animal names.
Did you?
Well, at least we beat them up.
You did beat them up.
And someone used a horn that summoned an army of crazy barbarians.
Crazy dwarves, if I may.
All these dwarfs taking my barbarian jobs.
Yeah. And yeah, after finishing them off and checking what stuff they had some. Was it a rod or a wand?
It's a-
Or, yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty interesting. It could detect.
Adamantine up to
Yeah.
20 miles or something, if I remember correctly.
yeah.
And yeah, after that we rested a bit, and before we left to go back, we noticed a floating castle, and we heard certain screams. So Lazar decided to go up there to investigate, and he made himself invisible and found out that it was cloud giants, I think.
We already knew it was cloud giants because they are the only ones who have floating fortresses.
Ah, okay. And I found a window that led into the dungeons underneath the castle because it was floating, so I could get in. And there was a room with some griffins, or hippogriffs, griffins. But they were not the ones screaming. So I entered a dungeon after that, where I found out that a dragon was being tortured. And I created a distraction by releasing some, one of the griffins. And then I snuck back in and unlocked the chains on the dragon. And then we had a heroic escape. And on the way, I had an extremely lucky casting of Tasha's hideous laughter that stunned the leader of these giants for enough time for us to get away. And yeah, after that, everything became a bit hectic, and we Marauder was made able to fly by Lum, and yeah, others rode on the dragon, and in the end we ended up hiding inside the high forest, and that's where the session ended.
Yeah.
I will point out that the Marauder being able to fly was a much funnier thought in my head than I think anyone imagined.
I don't
It's
imagine
like-
it's very graceful.
No, because I remember, like, I instantly remembered how Matthew Mercer did the first time Trinket was flying, and just imagine that, but with less grace.
Beautiful.
Yeah, right. So you ended up hiding in a cave in the Lost Peaks.
Yeah, with the dragon. I think we had actually met it before. I
Yep.
think we had a name, but I've forgotten it now.
Felragus.
Oh yeah, Gyarados.
Close.
It is. I have a special name for the dragon.
Yes, you do.
Gushy.
No, that's not the one.
Gassy?
No, that's not.
Gertrude.
No,
Philip?
that's not it.
Oh, I hope not.
Yes, it was.
Aha.
Oh, right. Yes, Philip Galapagos. That's his name.
I have a least damage memory.
Yay!
This will forever be your crowning achievement.
He's, by the way, he is also known as the Flying Misfortune.
Oh no. Poor baby.
At least it's not the flying accident.
Close enough.
That may be what it is in Draconic. It loses some in the translation to Common. But bunch. Well, if we're gonna start a rock band.
No.
That's not rock and roll.
I'm sorry, I'm being apparently going through puberty. I'm being distracted by my own thoughts.
Puberty, it comes in waves every 10 to 15 years.
That's nice.
No, it's
Anyway, we sleep in the.
In the cave.
I forgot
assume-
I forgot the word cave.
Good job.
I was gonna say a hole in the mountain, but
technically correct.
Snuggle
Yes.
puddle on the dragon.
I sing Misty Mountain.
very foreign.
Yep. Well, because you said under the mountain, so.
I guess we will be talking to Philip Galapagos. And, well, normally I would have given that duty to Lum. But I guess we'll give it to the Bard instead.
The bard?
The part with the terrible charisma. I don't think it doesn't. It matters who talks to the dragon. We know the dragon. I mean, we met him once. He was friendly then.
Hey,
We're not-
Thelius.
We're
Oh,
not trying
what's up
to
with the
negotiate
imprisonment?
with him. What?
New Burr, who dis?
What was the what was his metal?
He is a
Bond, I think?
Bronze, brass. I thought. Maybe copper.
he's a bronze.
This is fine.
Mm-hmm.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
So, hi, Dragon Mister.
So the first thing he's going to say is, "Oh, thank you for saving me from ghastly place."
I see you found them, but your investigation didn't go very well, I guess.
Yes. Oh, hey, I remember you. I talked to you.
Yes, you did.
Yes, and I think you told me to be careful.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Were you?
I told you specifically to avoid giants because they don't like dragons.
I tried, but I saw a floating castle, and I always wanted to see what cloud giants are like.
Well, that wasn't the smartest decision.
I guess. But now I know.
Yep, and you survived, so yay!
Yes.
Oh,
Thanks to
come-
your winged companion. And he turns to you and thanks you personally, Lazar.
Oh, thank you, but it was simply my duty.
You're worse than I am.
I couldn't let you remain in such a dank and dreary place.
It was horrible. She asked me questions about some sort of ancient dragon treasure that I had never heard of. She didn't believe me.
Dragon treasure. Yeah, from what I understood, looking for something.
Tell us everything you know about it, or we'll beat you.
I think she's looking for some ancient dragon relics that will increase her standing. I'm not sure what to make of this.
Did she mention them by name?
No, she just said that they were supposed in some ancient giant ruins. Apparently, she thought that any dragon knows every place ever, which we don't.
It's a bit of a silly assumption.
We've met other dragons after you.
Oh, have you?
Yep.
Were they nice?
Nope.
Yeah,
They're
most of them.
definitely my favorite.
Oh,
I wouldn't describe Klaus.
and you are now my
as being-
favorite non-dragon.
I wouldn't describe Klaus as being very friendly.
Oh, him? And you're still here? Wow.
Yeah, he actually wanted to meet us.
Yeah,
I'm sure-
he knew we disliked the giants, so we at least became a temporary ally.
I tried looking what he was like once, and he almost killed me.
Oh no,
He's old and grumpy.
I noticed he wasn't very happy. The other one we met was crazy.
Yeah, it had a rider on the back.
It had a
That's
corpse on the
you?
back.
Oh yeah, a corpse rider.
It wasn't even undead, it was just dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call it a rider, because it's more of like a accessory.
Very useless backpack?
Yes.
See, maybe I shall check it out when I healed up.
Speaking of, come here. Let me see your wounds. Some of those looks nasty.
I would like to
Yeah,
go
he's
around and
bleeding
place,
from several fairly heavy duty wounds.
I would like to go around, put in place large anime-style bandages on all of his wounds.
Where are you going to find these bandages?
He has a comically large pockets in his pants.
Oh, I thought we had a big piece of wool.
Yeah, you have actually.
Well, I'm gonna start casting a few second level cure light wounds.
Ooh, I have a +1 in medicine.
You can staunch the most severe bleedings. Also, the cure wounds helps. And so he ends up being comically wrapped up in sheep's furs. Wool. That's the word I was.
Sheep fur.
And during all this, and just
That's
for
not
this
wrong.
one scene, I somehow have a nurse's cap on.
Yes, and you somehow managed to have a dragon-sized hospital bed.
And a dragon-sized lollipop.
Yes, and a thermometer.
Oh god, I hope it's oral. Well,
Yeah.
that's all my silliness.
So you managed to actually heal him up a bit, and he starts to look more lively again. Also, you notice that at some point the bombardment of rocks that was coming from the Cloud Giant Fortress stops at some point.
I would hope so. So, Mr. Dragon,
Yes.
did you find out anything interesting?
I mean, on the way to Cloud Giant Fortress, I saw some other giants walking around. There was one. There was a couple of fire giants dragging something really heavy looking. Then there was a couple of other giants. The dumb ones, you know, the
Hill giants.
yes, those
The
Who-
dumb one.
who stuffed their bags with, well, anything that looked edible for some reason. They were probably hungry.
Feeding Graudelhaug. Or Grudelhaug, depending. Can't remember the exact pronunciation.
And then, yeah, there was this one frost giant, but he didn't do anything of interest. He just walked around.
Yes, we tried catching up with him to have a little bit of a chat, but we seem to miss him every time.
Hmm.
It's a bit of a shame.
Well, maybe you will meet him at some point. He seemed to be very interested in the ruined city that you came from originally. Well, the ones that the fire giants attacked.
Yes, he helped out a bit there.
Oh, that's nice.
Out of character, I'm somehow thinking that this poor sap of a dragon is kind of retarded.
He's
Not a very nice thing to say.
he's a very naive and very curious specimen,
Yes.
and he's not the luckiest of the dragon.
It's just like, I'm not used to hearing like a dragon saying, "Oh, that's nice," in such a cheery tone.
Let a dragon be happy if he wants to be.
I think he would fit in quite well.
With us.
Exactly.
Anyway, he suggests maybe laying low for a day or so. Because who knows if cloud giants are still out.
I think that's a great idea.
Dragon slumber party? Instantly in PJs.
I'll do some work. As I give a whistle for the marauder to come to my side. Alright, boy, let's go find some gems. as I walk further in.
You will maybe find a small vein of some edible ore for it.
Hi. Well, I spent some time with him basically in his favorite element, letting him dig around, dig new tunnels, that kind of stuff.
Since these mountains are largely untouched, there is much digging to be done.
I'll meditate.
I am making dinner for everybody. It consists of 14 dried rations boiled.
Delicious.
So like pemmican? I believe that's what they call it.
Yep. Lasts for fucking ages. But yeah, I will start prospecting the Lost Peaks.
Okay. So after a while, your cooked rations are done,
Yay.
and you take a bite, and it's incredibly, incredibly salty.
Seems like someone used all of our salt.
Well, it's pemmican.
But you don't remember using any salt there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't use any salt. It's just the nature of the beast.
What kind of animal is pemmican?
All of
No.
them.
All of them?
No. There is some meat in it, but it's mostly berries and wheat, I think.
Oh, that's fun.
You don't remember the other rations being nearly as salty. This is unusual.
Just add more water, and it becomes a nice broth.
I'm gonna steal a piece of the fresh meat that I carry for the Marauder, and make a fire and do a proper barbecue.
Something, something good to eat, you mean?
Is this
Sir Burr will remember this.
I mean, if we ever run out of food, we will have pemmican.
I'm gonna eat all of the pemmican broth / stew, even though it's way too salty and I know it. Just out of pride.
So as you eat it, you also notice that it's incredibly hot. Spicy.
Okay. This I like.
Do we see after like 5 minutes a fireball from
Well,
Sir Burr?
like if it's
You
super
might
hot,
start sweating profusely.
so my clothes would just get damp.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's super spicy, I'm willing to do a contract. Save, I guess.
It's not that spicy.
Okay.
Again, spicier than you would have thought that it is.
Anything to distract from the salt, I think quietly to myself.
I do wonder if a certain dragon might have some influence.
Maybe. I use prestidigitation to add like sage, fresh thyme, stuff. It's stuff like that, like really fine tasting stuff for meat on
Okay.
the piece of barbecue I'm making.
Okay. It's going to taste good.
Shocking.
Shockingly, it's going to taste good.
It's just a
I like
death
the
glare
spicy.
coming from behind my bowl.
Dane isn't actually a bad cook. Now that I look at it.
Yeah, it's wisdom based, I think.
Yep. It's basically survival.
Well, Mika eats the spicy food.
I will eat a bit of both.
I don't let Derp eat any of the steak.
No, really, don't.
I offer some fresh meat to our dear dragon friend because I believe he enjoys the fresh meat instead of cooked
Yes.
meat.
and he will gladly take it.
Oh, no, food.
Yeah, I don't have to worry too much about the Marauder because we're in the mountain. If he gets hungry, he just goes off
Yeah.
and comes back like
What are the
2
odds
days
that
later.
he's going to eat the whole thing?
Come again?
What are the odds that he's going to eat the whole thing?
The entire mountain? Yeah, good luck.
No dessert until you finish your mountain.
Then I think we'll be staying here for a long time.
I mean, he might find a like silver vein and just completely gorge himself.
I imagine it like he's soaking it up like a piece of spaghetti.
Yeah.
We have a meal and a bit of a chat. And it's getting late anyway, so might as well camp out in the cave, I suppose.
Yeah.
Unless you want to camp in the forest still.
No, we're staying inside this night.
I feel a little bit safer when there's no sky.
Yeah, I would actually suggest that we don't light any fires during the night. I think we can all see in the dark, right?
I don't think the seeing is the problem.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it was more that you can see fire from a long, long way, and if that flying castle is still looking for us,
Well, I will just sleep in my winter clothes.
It's fine, we could just block off the entrance and have Beastie open it in the morning. Just leave a
Well.
little bit of a hole so the smoke can get out.
That might be a good idea.
I like that plan.
Well, then Dane will spend like 10 minutes guiding the Marauder to basically safely collapse the entrance.
So here's the thing. The reason fires are visible from so long away is because they produce smoke. And if we were cooking in the daytime, then there was smoke that was super easily visible.
This is true.
Whereas at night, the smoke would be obscured and you couldn't actually see the fire because we're in a cave.
You could see the glow from the fire because I believe we are not that far in.
I still think the smoke's more dangerous. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's all go to sleep at the same time.
I don't like this idea.
Well, I will still safely collapse the entrance,
Okay.
because that is just another line of defense if we need it.
I've already got my sleepy PJs on. Which just consists of like a sleeping cap.
I have a question. What other kind of PJs are there except sleeping PJs?
Walking around PJs.
I'm wearing some of those right now.
I've seen PJs like on people going to the shops and shit. It's like, what are you doing?
Not giving a fuck. I threw up a gang symbol, but I don't know why because there's no camera on me.
So, you spend the night in the cave, in the safely collapsed cave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I believe we're taking the watches.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm writing dragon wrong.
Well, I take the first watch because that's the most comfortable one.
I'll take the last one.
Lum takes middle because
Okay.
I'm not here to complain.
Fair. Turnabout's fair play, I suppose.
I take whatever.
Okay. Mr. First Watch, if you want to do a perception, please.
Nope.
Everything clear? You're not really surprised because you have collapsed the cave. What's supposed to happen?
Mhm.
And your watch ends without any incident. Sorry.
I kick the next person awake. Well, nudge, more like. You don't want to get kicked by Dane.
Yes. Who was the next one? Or who has watches again?
Uh,
I think Lazar volunteered for the second one.
no, I was the last one.
Oh. Well, I'm the second then, because I
Okay.
don't care.
Do a perception.
And Lum was in the middle, so Burr must be fourth watch.
Okay.
We are great.
You come to the same conclusion. There is nothing that could possibly happen here. And it doesn't.
This is fine.
Then it is Lum's turn, which will go accordingly with no problems. After that is Saber. If he wants to percept.
Over there. Toad?
I'm going to take that as a no.
Ribbit, ribbit.
We all die.
Then let's move on to Lizard.
I guess I'll need to roll perception too.
You don't need to, you might want to.
Oh god! Couldn't roll more than a 3.
No, everything as it's supposed to be.
Yeah, none of us noticed that giant gold ore that's almost right in front of us.
Yeah. Nobody notices that the entrance has been uncollapsed. No. After that, it is time to get up.
Well, I guess we get up and grab a bit to eat.
Yeah, there's are. As you... No, actually, no, Dane.
Dane's continuing to snore.
Okay.
Yep. Unless someone kicks him awake, he's gonna sleep in.
Fair.
FYI, I didn't volunteer for a watch because I had to run to the bathroom.
Oh, you're back now.
Well, some of you will notice that a couple of your items seem to have been misplaced.
Like what?
Which items?
Well, like you find Dane's sword in your bag, Mika.
What is this doing here? It doesn't belong here.
Also, somebody might have Mika's necklace. Stuff like that.
How did this get around my neck?
Give it back.
I do. And then I immediately draw my axe.
Also, your ingot is suspiciously missing.
I guess we will look around for it.
I swear to God, if your Hellbeast ate my ingot.
Do you want to wake Dane for this?
I kick him awake.
Ah! What?
Your sword is in my bag.
What?
My ingot's missing.
What? They just blinking.
It seems like some of our stuff has been mixed up during the night for some reason.
It's a little weird.
Is the dragon still here?
Dragon is still here, yeah. Also, Dane now notices that the laces of his boots have been hideously tangled.
I didn't do that.
Going to take a while to untangle them.
Prestidigitation.
I think we've angered or somehow stumbled onto some sort of trickster method / demon. Or this dragon has a horrible sense of humor.
Also, as you put your boots on, you notice that there is something metallic in it,
Hey!
which turns out Burr's ingot.
I was just going to say, hey, Burr, I think I found your ingot.
I immediately swallow it. Just kidding. Put it in my bag.
Also, as you use prestidigitation to undo the knot in your laces, you can hear a faint, "Oh, you're not fine."
From the dragon.
Not from the dragon. No.
I look to where it's coming from.
You don't see anything.
Hey, could you cast a snowball that way?
No.
I will look in the direction that the others are looking in.
I'm sorry, but you're not Lum. And I feel
Yeah,
like
I
he
don't.
would do
I don't
that.
have a snowball.
I'm saying no, because I don't want to have a ton of rocks on my head.
Well, I will mutter a few words and do this.
Yeah, you see two small winged creatures. Like they're really tiny and they have butterfly wings, and they seem to be having a very great time watching you laughing or trying to not make much noise while laughing.
I honestly feel like Lum is going to cast that snowball.
Well, I'll see if I can't get like closer to them without alerting them that I have seen them. And then I want to try and snatch one of them.
Snowball.
Okay.
If Lum even moves to try, I'm like, I ram my sword up your bottom.
Okay, so if you give me a... Well, let's make a stealth check. Suppose.
The other children used to play mean pranks on me.
Oh, come on!
So you approach them, and you can see one just sort of poking the other and pointing at you, and they whisper something to each other, and you can make out something. Actually, you probably, I don't know, what languages do you speak? Anybody speak Sylvan?
I don't.
Second time that's come up this week.
I actually don't.
Joys of not having elf.
The choice of not having an elf.
I'm fairly confident that elves do get Sylvan.
No, they get Elvish, which is based on Sylvan.
Well, so you can hear them whispering to each other, but you don't understand. But it
Actually-
seems obvious that they have noticed that you have noticed them.
I do have Undercommon, which is based on Elvish. I don't think it will help.
Not really, no. But they seem to be kind of startled that somebody's noticed them, so they temporarily forget to try and be quiet, so you can hear them.
Well, I think Burr's still trying to get Lum to cast something.
Don't know, does he?
Yeah, I
No.
immediately was like, Lum, cast a snowball over there. And I assumed
Yeah,
that would have been
I-
the first thing to happen.
Well, I assume Lum is clever enough not to destroy the entire cave.
But Lum also
Is this-
listens to Burr, and Burr listens to Lum.
Actually, let me just check. I don't think Lum has seen visibility, so I think that's a move.
No, but he's got Snowball.
Yes, I do. I know that he has the snowball.
And I feel like I was next to Dane when the hearing of stuff happened.
I mean, he might have tried it. Dane made it pretty clear that he wouldn't have let it.
And I will make it pretty clear that he'll have to go through me to do anything to Lum.
Well then, sort it out.
This is terrible.
I will point out that Dane doesn't even look faced.
I gather my things and walk outside.
How?
Oh shit.
I charge Dane.
What?
I charge Dane.
I'm still fucking not. Still waking up for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Right?
you shouldn't throw threats like that.
You're having a great morning.
Okay, well, give me your surprise attack.
What is happening?
Enraged Reckless.
Oh god.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
You miss.
It's a sad world.
What's happening?
However, I don't think that Lum would actually cast a snowball because of the risk of you're in a cave could collapse.
Yeah.
He might try something else though. I wouldn't know.
Well, Dane's just going to grab Burr's axe as it swings past him.
He will cast sleep in that direction, because that won't collapse any caves.
For fuck's sake. Why do you have to roll so good?
Because I have a +8 in athletics.
I have a +9, fucker.
47.
Well, since I can't stop him, I'll cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
Pick up my shield.
Yes, so as all of this happens, you can see that both of these creatures just fall asleep. Well, Lizark had, the others.
Well, I'll go and
Also, as they fall asleep, they lose their concentration, obviously, so you can all see them now.
Burr! Dane, what are you doing? Stop fighting!
You
The
threat my
magics are
friend.
broken now.
Dane's just like, for Christ's sake. Have you ever woken a dwarf before? Just
Oh no! This is very serious. What is happening?
It's that buddy cop part of the movie where they have to beat each other up.
pretty much. Well, I think you're gonna have better initiative than me. Yep. By
In the-
one.
In the name of the 9 hills, what are you doing?
Just for the record, I'm not taking any part in this.
Also, the dragon is still asleep, it was exhausted.
Mm.
Well, it's another reckless double axe.
Miss and miss.
Oh, those didn't roll doubles. But I don't think I could do much better, so I'll allow it.
I'm just still trying to just grab the handle of your axe. There we go. And I just haul you up. But so like you're dangling from your axe handle. Are you done?
Not very high though.
I drop the axe and I tackle him. Grapple.
What the fuck?
Oh, god damn it.
Dane just like stands there.
Firmly attached to your leg now. Biting at your shin pad.
This is getting ridiculous. Are you not sure you're not gonna stop? Say as I try to shake him off. Still holding his axe in one hand.
Well, you two should really focus on these tiny creatures instead of beating up each other.
I don't think those creatures are a threat at the moment. Just saying. Still not taking
Okay.
part in this.
Looking
Well,
at them, those
I-
won't be a threat at any time.
I assume one of them has enchanted Burr and made him act like he does.
Well, I'm not really fighting him. I'm just trying not to get hurt. Get
Going
off,
on
you
the pad.
little flippin' plush.
Well, now that you've insulted me, I really can't stop.
Well, you can still do like unarmed attacks. They won't do much, but just saying. But yeah, I'm having trouble because I have to play Dane because as he is because he's like he just literally woke up. So it's like, oh, what the crap is going on? This is not how you start a fucking morning.
Right between the legs.
Yeah, and you hit magical shield.
So while this is going on, what are the others?
I'm holding on to my stuff at the doorway and looking at this and trying not to get involved. Things don't go well when I get involved.
You might notice that the Tsar has tied up two tiny little creatures who are currently asleep.
I'm not with that either.
I just see this bird just wailing like a cat without claws.
Yeah, I kind of imagine Dane's like having his hand on Burr's head and just holding him up, and then Burr's like just punching out into the air.
I'm just like imagining like Burr is because Burr is like literally trying to hurt Dane, so Dane is protecting himself properly. He's just not fighting back properly. But yeah,
I would like to shout at you to just fight, damn it. Never mind.
He tries to, but the squeaks drown out his voice. Because he's beating his chest while he's doing it. He hits the squeak.
Well, I fear that these tiny creatures has used some sort of spell on Burr, and that's why he's acting the way he does right now. So I really think we should look into breaking that spell.
Cast detect magic. See if he's actually under some sort of spell. I don't think he is, but I'll check.
You cast detect magic.
Yep.
There is nothing unusual going on.
Nope.
It's just him.
It's just the teddy being a teddy.
I've never met an angry teddy before him. Oh dear.
No one threatens Lum but me.
Go on, give me 2 more attacks. I'm keeping track of the turns in my head. Nope.
How long
See
does
what
that
I have to
last?
deal with
That
every
shield?
week now.
Come again?
See
How
what I
long
have
does-
to deal with every week.
How long does the shield last?
The shield that I cast that you were punching me in the nuts for only lasts for a round, but the other one lasts me for like 10 minutes.
I wail on him for 12 minutes.
Does your rage last that long?
It lasts 1 minute.
Yeah, and do you have enough minutes of rage for that?
Actually, the rage goes away if he doesn't hit anything and nothing hits him.
Yes, that is correct.
No, he just has to do an attack.
Yeah.
Oh.
If
Yeah.
he misses, he still maintains his rage. He just
Yep.
has to try.
Well, that's good for him then.
So this goes on for a while, and eventually the pixies are going to wake up.
Yeah.
Because you would probably, once this has settled down, be able to recognize that those are pixies.
I'm just gonna let Burr punch me for like 2 more turns, and if it doesn't stop, which I imagine because of his tenacity he doesn't. Question mark. Yep, there we go. Punches only do 1 damage plus your strength, which should be 4, not 5. No, wait, you're raging.
Raging and gauntlets.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be plus 6 total?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rage bonus is 2.
So that would be 7 damage. Yeah, you do seem to be like doing something to Dame. It's like, for fuck's sake, you little... Quit it already.
I take away, I take out the mechanical birdie thing that Burr made me, and I walk next to those 2 idiots and I say to Burr, if you don't stop, I will crush this. This is a terrible threat. I'm threatening a mechanical bird.
I'm waiting to see if he'll stop.
I stop. Three more points and I would have made another mechanical bird.
Alrighty then. Are you done?
I'm not saying anything. Just walking away.
He seems to have a terrible night today. I don't think he slept very well.
You're telling me. Says I rub my knee.
Also, is it really necessary with the little fairy things?
Yeah, what's with the pixies? Where do they come from?
Well, they're the ones who were doing mean things to us when we slept.
Well, obviously.
Well, but I don't think we need to actually even care about them. We can just leave them behind.
You would probably know that while they love playing pranks on people, they are usually not really evil.
Yeah.
They just want to have a laugh.
They're just a little bit mischievous.
and I've been pranked so many times, and I've never tied anyone up.
Well, I'm gonna go up to the two tied up pixies and be like, well, I'm guessing you're two the ones responsible. Just say you're sorry and we'll just let you go. Okay?
Okay. We're sorry.
That was easy.
Just
Yep.
wanted to have a laugh because we don't get many visitors around here. Also, then you kind of locked us in the cave, so it was pretty boring.
Yeah, sorry about that. Didn't think anyone else was in here.
Yep, nope.
Also, one of them nods to Cerber and asks you, "Can he taste salt?"
I think so, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
In fact, did you do something to his pemmican?
I mean, there were these very nice salt crystals in his bag.
Oh, you evil little sots.
Nah.
Was
still
back
alive?
there, but I didn't say anything.
It's fine. It's just salt. Anyway, Lazar, if you don't mind, I'm gonna untie them.
Yeah, sure.
There you go. Say as I untie them.
Oh, are you familiar with this area?
Oh yeah, we live here.
Do you know of any fog in the river where you might have seen a person come and go?
Yeah, there is a walking river here. Bit to the west, sorry. I think there was a strange man used to live there. There is that old ruined cottage there.
That sounds interesting.
We didn't play pranks on him because he once killed one of our brothers.
Your brothers or his brothers?
Ours.
Okay.
That's just mean.
Yeah, it was a mean old grump.
How did he do it? Not to be insensitive, but like more like why did he do it?
I don't know. Didn't like being disturbed, I think. He put him into a glass.
What? They what? Who was in the class?
Our brother.
I thought he was dead.
Yes. But first he caught him in a glass.
Oh, that's brutal.
We didn't go there afterwards. But I think he moved away or he died or something. There's just the ruin there now. Also, they start, after stretching a bit, they start flapping the wings and you can see the golden sparkling pixie dust coming from the wings.
What, are you laughing at Burr or the Pixies?
Burr, specifically, is suffocated. That's a weird thing to just yell.
Oh, and if you are planning to leave this cave on foot, do look out for the centaurs.
There's centaurs.
Yeah,
What are centaurs?
half horse person people.
I like to think Mika imagines someone with a horse head and human body.
They are terribly territorial. I think that's why we don't get any visitors.
Karamash mosh mosh. Only ones who understand that joke have watched Fairytale.
How? I don't know.
Sorry.
Ow. My body is trying to kill me. Ow.
Tell your body to stop.
Nope, because then I would definitely die.
Oh.
I am going to head out for a quick smoke while I try to figure out the lighting solution because I'm starting to get a headache because I don't have a lamp.
Because you're in the darkness.
Yes. Barely.
Hello, friend. Yep. We need synchronous. My old friend.
My frog friend.
Your what friend?
Frog.
Yeah, so should we have a 5-minute break or are we continuing?
Oh, I know.
I'm fine with a couple of minutes break.
Right, so let's have a...
Ding, 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 ding.
I can move my finger. It's nice.
What?
I had a little accident.
I'm very confused.
I kind of slashed open my finger yesterday, and the band-aid kind of made me not being able to move my finger.
Oh, that makes sense. One Orcaphant.
I'm back.
And I'm back. And I got grub.
Wow.
Come back and nice for you. What is it?
Chili con carne.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, mine too. And it's surprisingly easy to make.
Yeah, and cheap.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
No, the most important part is that it's actually good.
Well, it's good combined with being cheap to make.
What?
Bean cheek tomato is what I heard, but I think he said
Cheap!
being cheap to make.
Oh,
Yeah.
But bean cheek tomato is better. And I prefer to believe that's what he said.
Nah.
So, everyone back?
I don't think so.
I'm front.
Dun dun dun.
I could have swore I set this channel the force push to talk.
What
IDK.
is happening?
My BFF derp.
Oh.
Oh, I'm back.
Back.
No luck in fixing my life situation.
Too bad.
If you tried turning it on and off again.
Are you sure it's plugged in?
Well, it's not because it does the one lamp I had doesn't have a light bulb in it. I don't have a spare.
Ah.
Neither could I find a lamp with the fitting that I do have spare. Because I only have one for that is like a roof light. Oh, light bulb that is. It's a thick fitting. But I require a small thin fitting.
Okay, we're gonna need an evacuation chamber. Stuff for glass blowing. Some filament. Maybe some needle gas. A nice neon would be cool.
I think we're all back now.
I never left.
Me neither. Very sad.
Well, I went to go get a smoke, but where that is, I have a tablet, so I was just listening.
Okay. So you let the two pixies fly off as soon as the cave is leavable.
Unplugged.
Hmm?
Unplugged.
Yes.
Ooh, stop. With the feet on the air.
Also, you can see that on the floor there is a pretty decent amount of the sparkly golden dust that came off from the wings.
I want to eat it.
Pretty.
They look fairy dust. That can be used in many things.
Like what?
We've healing potions, flying potions.
I take my utility knife. I cut the pixie dust into lines.
It's not angel dust.
Well, you don't snort angel dust, dear God.
I don't know. Oh my god.
Put my face to the ground, and when I lift it back up, one of the lines is gone.
Roll 1d100.
You instantly die.
I just knew there'd be a D100 chart, and those make me giggle.
Actually, as you come up again, because I imagine you come up with a with a very exaggerated motion, just sitting back up.
Hot
And
damn.
as you do, you continue and you start flying.
Yep, it's the real stuff.
So
I feel
for the
amazing.
for the next 10 minutes, you have a flying speed of 60.
Brooding
You're flying.
D intensifies.
That is quite amazing.
You could probably gather some.
Would it hold its potency?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just gotta, get as little dirt as possible.
Well, I'll pull out a bottle and then grab one of the pixies and shake it.
They've already left.
They've left already.
Damn it.
There's a pile on the ground. I cut a line and
Oh.
did one.
That's just cruel. Don't shake a pixie.
Well, I guess I'll see how much of it I can put in a bottle.
We could have
Yeah, I
kept
was
one in the
going to-
bottle. Damn it.
I was going to say it was 10 pinches, but since Burn actually snorted a line, I'm going to give you 5.
I think I'm gonna have to take a break because this headache is starting to get really bad.
Okay.
I think there might be something else going on, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I'll pop back in if I'm starting to feel better in a bit.
No, it's okay.
Is the
Yes,
dragon
so
awake?
you gather. Well, I don't think he snorted half of it, so I'm giving you 8. Let's say. The dragon is still asleep.
I will go gently poke him.
Okay. Poking him a bit, and after a while he's going to wake up. Yeah? Oh, what? Where? No, I don't know anything. What?
Oh, it's just us.
Oh, whew. I had this dream that I was being tortured by a cloud giant.
Oh,
Well,
damn
Oh,
it.
no,
I
that
gave him PTSD.
I think that happened.
Yeah, maybe you should just rest as much as possible.
Yes, that's probably best.
Well, I guess we should be leaving some supplies here.
I don't want to leave this dragon alone. I feel like if we do, he's probably just gonna die somehow.
Oh no. Have you died yet?
I think he's pretty safe here. And as long as he stays away from flying castles and other giants, then he should probably be okay.
Oh yes, definitely going to avoid flying cow for a while. For a long while.
That's a good
Maybe for
idea.
all the while.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Yes, actually I do like this cave. Also there is a nice green forest below. Maybe I'll stay here. Yes,
Of
I think I'll
course.
stay here. And see what manners of creature lie in this forest. I think that's what I'm doing.
I nod, and then I take out all my money, and I put it in a nice little pile towards the back of the cave. And I was like, to start you out, every dragon needs a horde.
Oh, thank you.
And I
And,
hug one of his haunches, make a squeaking sound.
If you need anything, do come back. So yeah, he's going to stay there, and I will consider him one of your allies for now.
For now.
Yeah, until the next time he's grabbed by giants and we have to save his ass.
Until you come and try to take his hoard.
Now, why would we do that?
I don't know.
Like a
He's
bank
our
investment,
friend.
like I'm putting it in now and I'll come back years later to kill him and take it.
Oh god,
Yeah.
don't do that.
I wasn't saying that, character.
I could see Lum doing that actually. But yeah, he will stay in this cave, explore the forest.
Okay,
What are you going to do?
well, I don't exactly know.
Well, I guess we should be going into the forest, evading those centaurs and looking for that fork and the hut or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So, we're looking for a hut and a fork?
A fork in the river,
Oh, right, yes, a fork in the river. I
and
forgot that that's a thing.
and then we were told that there was an unpleasant person who had
Yes, I
captured
do
one of the
remember.
brothers.
I do remember that. I just forgot about the fork.
Yes, small problem. The Lost Peaks are not very easily accessible usually.
Well, I'm sure we will manage somehow.
Yeah, I mean we have gear and stuff to travel through area like this.
Yeah, you can either climb or you can ask the dragon to maybe pick you up and put you down. Or you can risk it with the pixie dust. Because I'm telling you now, the flying thing is not the only thing it does.
Well, I'll just climb.
I'll take another
I
hit
mean,
of pixie
you
dust.
especially, you could actually fly down.
Oh yeah, that's true. I had forgotten.
You forgot even about your own goddamn wings.
Yeah,
It's like when you're looking for your glasses and you don't realize that you're wearing them.
Except it's more like you completely forget that you have hands.
I
yeah,
really need
that
to pick
happens
this thing up,
sometimes.
but let me see if I can get my
Well-
mouth around it. Giggity.
Okay, so one is flying down. What about?
I would like to try to take another hit of pixie dust since it worked out so well.
I suppose your flying would still last because it lasts 10 minutes.
Okay, I will fly very close to the ground and/or cliff face. So when it runs out,
Okay.
I can grab.
I'm actually gonna ask the dragon if the dragon is willing to.
Oh yeah, because he cannot wait to explore the forest,
Thanks.
and the others will probably be lifted by the as well. So you end up at the foot of the Lost Peaks, where a river is emerging. The bottom one on your map.
Yeah, I guess we should be following that river until we get to the fork.
Probably yes.
And yeah, I will of course be taking out my map and looking at it.
Yeah. You estimate that if nothing happens on the way, it's probably. I mean, it's a very thick forest, so you're probably looking at a couple of hours march.
I like a good walk in the forest.
Yeah, I mean it's better to walk through the forest than walk through a giant's hold.
This is true.
You start on your way, and after a bit, you come across a site where a couple of trees are basically just broken in half, and a large rock is in the middle of some trees.
I have a feeling that those giants tried to catch up to us, but they were not fast enough.
I get this feeling like the house might be under that rock.
Well, are there remnants of a house?
No.
Yeah, I think that area will not be around for a while.
But you can spot a couple of tracks around.
Like giant or non-giant?
Hoofy?
No, they don't look like giants, no.
Do they look like horse
Okay.
tracks?
Yeah. You would recognize tracks without survival, I suppose.
I guess this might be the centaurs.
Oh right. Oh no.
Unless, of course, someone has been riding horses here.
That's a possibility, but when you are warned about centaurs,
Uh,
you just assume that everything is a centaur.
Well, I guess I will check. Do they have horseshoes?
Not all horses have horseshoes.
They don't.
Yeah, I assume it's centaurs because I think you would actually shoe a horse that you use for riding.
Yeah, but what if they're just regular old wild horses?
Well, usually I don't think wild horses tend to hang around in forest. Don't they prefer like open areas like plains, steppes?
I don't know. I'm not a wild horse. But I'm just going to assume that it's something that wants to kill us.
I think that it's a flock of ponies driven mad by an ancient curse.
That is a very strong possibility.
Well, then if it's ponies, then it's fortunately for us that we believe strongly that friendship is magic and that
Oh,
it can
God.
break every curse.
See,
I don't
here
know
I
who
go
this
trying
is.
to make a Final Fantasy reference, and
Who is this person? I don't know this person. I've never seen this person before in my life. Why is he walking with us?
So you go on,
Hmm.
and a bit later, you spot another curious thing, which is in a patch that is mostly evergreens. There is one deciduous tree with bright red leaves.
Can I make a judgment what it might be?
Sure.
did I ignite it?
Can I lick it?
No, more
Anchor,
like
anger all the centaurs because they torched their sacred tree. I think it
Well,
might
I
be a
wasn't
blood
planning
tree.
on torching anything.
I actually know about nature.
Hmm.
I'm surprised I didn't remember this. You don't know about nature.
Yeah, I keep rolling shit.
You're like, well, I think it's a tree.
Yeah, it's a tree. It's a tree, alright. You don't really necessarily know what type of tree it is, but you do notice that there is something special about the tree. It's difficult to make out in words what it is.
Can I go to the tree?
You can, yes.
Can I hug the tree?
As you approach the tree, you will hear a voice saying, "Step back!" And
Are you the tree?
from the tree steps a humanoid figure, looking like a woman covered in leaves. And the leaves color match the leaves color. The tree matched the color of the leaves of the tree.
Sorry, I just wanted to hug your tree.
She is skeptical. Says, "I don't know. Many people before have tried to cut it down."
I don't have any axes or anything. I have one blade, but it's kind of tiny. See?
So I'm standing right behind Mika with my axe in both my hands.
What about him? Or it? She doesn't know you're him.
Well, he's a teddy bear. He usually cuts fleshy things. I haven't actually seen him cut a tree, I think.
It's true. I only cut things that try to cut my friends. Don't try to cut my friends.
Do you usually go to people's homes to try to touch them?
Only when there are fancy trees that don't fit in.
I just say yes.
I apologize, Lady Dryad, but my companions are not always the most bright.
Well, you're not always the most kind.
Oh, I have no claim that I am.
Personally, I think kindness is more important than brightness.
Well, kindness can take you some way, but if you lack brightness, your life might be short.
Well, I'm still alive.
Derp's in the scene, and as you say this, it's just the camera zooms to him. He's cross-eyed, tongue's hanging out.
But we did not know that this would be your home. If we knew, we wouldn't have disturbed it.
It's okay, as long as you don't mean any harm.
Nope. It's just a very pretty tree.
It is, isn't it?
Yep. What kind of tree is it? Is it magic?
It has to be, otherwise it wouldn't be my home.
Oh, well, I suppose that makes sense. Have you seen any centaurs around here recently?
Oh yeah. They have an encampment here somewhere.
How about flocks of ponies?
But I don't know if they're there right now. You see, centaurs don't really like staying in one place for.
So, which way is it? Just in case we want to avoid it. Which I think we do.
Didn't you see them? You're coming from the direction they're in, usually.
we saw footsteps.
Well, maybe you missed it. Or maybe they just didn't want to interact. Also, maybe they're a bit preoccupied because I don't know if you noticed, but just a day ago, rocks fell from the sky, crushing.
Yes,
Okay.
that was the giant.
Giants. Oh,
Mm. They're going crazy recently because their boss died and now everyone wants to be the new boss.
Hmm.
And some of them have really stupid ideas of how to become that new boss.
if it's in their nature, can't fault them for that.
While it might be in their nature, they still disrupt the world around them.
This is true, but giants don't usually set foot in this forest.
What is your tree's name?
Hmm?
I'm asking her what her tree's name is. I assume it has a name. It's a person, right?
No, it actually doesn't have a name. It's just her tree.
Her tree. That's a funny name.
What's her name?
And she tells you her name.
Oh, that's a good name.
Let's say it's Aurora. Because it's the first stripper name I have thought of.
Okay, that's a great naming logic.
I don't know.
Hashtag feminism?
No, it's a name with a nature theme. Let's leave it.
Leaf?
Yes, thank you. That took longer than I expected.
I thought it was a girl.
This Aurora is a girl's name.
Leaf is not.
It could be.
All the leaves I've heard of have been people. I mean men. Oh god.
Anyway, she will probably not let you touch her tree.
That's
because she's
okay.
very protective of it.
I just
as
wanted to know
dryads
what
are.
it was, and now you've told me, so I don't need to inspect it any further.
She's kind of surprised at your acceptance of this because people are usually not as reasonable. But she thanks you for understanding.
I
Would you
also
happen
don't
to
like it
know-
when people touch my stuff.
We heard an old man used to live in these part of the woods. Would you happen to know where his domicile was?
Oh yeah. He was a ghastly old man. Good that he's gone now. He had a hut where the rivers meet.
So, back the way we came?
No, the way you're going.
Oh. I have a terrible sense of direction. I start walking back the way we came.
No, that's the way we came.
Oh, right.
That way is the way we're supposed to be going. Can you see the sun up there in the sky?
Yes.
Also, before you leave, she tells you you might want to be careful if you're going.
Why?
Recently, another man has been visiting that hut regularly.
What kind of man?
It didn't strike me as very distinguishable. He didn't have any interesting features. he seemed interested in that.
Old, young, long hair, dark hair.
He was, I suppose, for a human, he was kind of old. Had short gray hair.
Has he been causing trouble?
No,
You're just various strangers.
yes, we have to.
Well, I suppose.
Well, we have to be. Don't assume strangers are trying to destroy your home.
Not very often, no, because it's very large and made of stone.
Yes, see, mine
Also
is
on a
very
cliff.
large and made out of wood.
My home is very large and made out of Faerun.
Dun dun dun.
Well, then maybe they just try to destroy your home as well. Part of it.
Yes. That reminds me, I need to collect some rent. I don't say that.
But yeah, she reminds you that you might want to be careful because even though this man hasn't been back for a while, he came to the hut regularly.
Thanks for the warning and sorry for almost touching your tree.
It's okay. Maybe next.
And then we go on.
Yes, then you go on, and finally, you can see the other fork of the river closing in, and actually, you do find the remnants of a ramshackle little hut that is pretty much at the river fork.
Let's toss this place.
Yeah, let's examine it and the surroundings.
I think it's already kind of tossed.
Yeah, it's pretty overgrown. There is a large hole in the roof, and it seems like it hasn't seen use for a good while.
And this is right near the fork.
Yep.
Well, I will go check the area, like maybe 5 to 10 feet away from the fork itself, if I can find something.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Signs of the grass or whatever it is has been disturbed. Something being dug down. Any of those signs?
Not. No. But make a. I suppose if you're actively looking for it, investigation would be a better.
Well, I gained an inspiration when saving that dragon. It's being used now.
Okay. Oh,
Well, it changed the 1 to a 13.
that's pretty good. You can see that there is a patch that looks like it has been disturbed a good while ago. It's also already it's already grown over again, so it's fairly difficult to spot. but you managed to make it out.
Well, I guess I'll see if I can dig something out from it.
Okay. So you dig for a bit, and after a while, you actually manage to find a small, I wouldn't say chest. It's too small to be called a chest. A small wooden container.
Uh,
A cigar box.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey guys, I found this.
I
And
peek my
then
head over the roof.
I'll see if I can open it.
You can.
Something in there.
There is something in there. Is a scrap of paper and a strange looking thing. Bit of paper is basically just scribbles saying that
Fascinating.
the most precious thing of the whole collection must remain with the rest in case somebody tries to steal it. So it's buried here.
And the thing is what?
The thing is, where is it? It looks like a vial, but there is a needle at the bottom of it, and you can see that there is a rune engraved in it.
A giant room?
It is a giant. Yes, it is
What
the
does
giant. It is the giant rune for the word blood.
That's not ominous at all.
I never got to cut in and say it's the giant word for heroin.
And you also get the distinct feeling that there is magic in that.
Well, I do believe this is a potion.
No, it's empty.
Oh,
It's empty. The vial itself seems to be some sort of magical implement.
Oh no, that's for gathering blood, obviously. You poke your finger in the needle at the bottom, and then you bleed out into the bottle. And something.
You can either try to identify it or spend some time with it.
Oh, what if it's like a potion of... What if it's like a refillable potion of giant strength? Like, you can drink it and then seal it, and then you poke a giant, and you have a new potion.
That was an interesting idea.
I don't know.
well, I guess I'll see if I can identify it.
It just feels like something as twisted as Perkins might come up with.
It's a bottle.
Yeah, it's a bottle with a rune in it.
And a needle.
Yeah,
Where's Dane at the moment?
I suppose you're with them. He's either looking at the desolate hut or he's looking over Lazar as he tries to dig up something.
Oh, I've seen one of those. It's the thing that they used to put the cream inside the pastries.
Just give me that, buddy. I'll see what it is.
Also prepare for a bit of light reading now.
Just what I need. I think I need to turn down the brightness of my monitors.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's a lot of.
That's so much more amazing than I had guessed. Well, I honestly think it might be best in Bia's hands. Since he's all roguey.
I'm still reading.
It only gets better.
I like the idea of getting a bit of blood and then changing into it.
Yeah, look at Vile Weapon though.
Oh, nice.
That's such a rogue thing.
It is. Also, the thing with the Bloodstone, it needs to be a diamond worth 5,000 gold. And basically, if you have the blood of a creature in there, you can use it to locate the nearest person to you that shares the blood, basically. So
We could kill
you can
whole
use it
families.
to eradicate families if you want,
That sounds terrible.
or just to find people.
Blood magic.
Yes, literally.
Yeah. Vital magic.
Well, should I take this? I guess I should. Unless anyone thinks they could use it more.
I wasn't planning on making any pastries.
Well, I'm certainly not gonna be using it.
Yeah, me neither.
Hmm. Well, this is kind of bad. Would anyone be interested in my cloak?
Oh, you're out of achievement slots?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Well, drop something. That's way too awesome not to use.
I only have the Amulet of Health and Bracers of Defense.
I don't even know what the fuck I have that is attuned. I think the horn.
Probably the
Flame
sword.
tongue. I think the boots of speed also requires attunement, so I think I'm all attuned.
Well, then I guess it's Mika or
Orlub.
But that's really for you, Bia. There isn't something you can detune from.
what?
I said that's pretty much the perfect weapon for you. There's something you don't want to unattune from.
Yeah, the while? Yeah, I want to attune to it.
Oh, then why don't you just take it?
Yeah, I've already done that, but it's more the fact that I already had 3 attuned items, so now I have a cloak of protection that I can't use.
Oh, the cloak. I think Mika. Because I HP tank, and she doesn't have quite as
Let me
much HP.
check. Lum has any free attunement slots?
Ram might need a bit of AC help.
That's true too.
If I remember correctly. I'm doing pretty okay in that department with my 19.
I think Lum could use it. As I see it, he has the Staff Frost and the Braces of. But yeah, he probably let's just say you give it to him for now, and if I missed something here, we'll just correct that next time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or you could just drop it into the group loot for now.
Yeah, I could do that too, but I think it's too awesome an item to just leave in the group loot. I think if someone doesn't have if they have an attunement slot, they should grab it.
Yeah, like I said, I think Lum has one left because it's the only two things I see.
Yeah, though I kind of think that it would be best on either Burr or Mika, mostly because they are usually being targeted.
You will have a bit of time to decide who gets what.
Well, I'm not in a rush to get it. I'll wait until I can talk about this with Lum.
Okay.
Wait, is the session ending or something?
Not quite yet, but soon.
Just check. Still not feeling too well. Just figured I'd pop back in anyway.
I continue to repair the shack as best I can.
Yeah, so who was in the shack?
I'm outside.
I am on the roof again.
I was just doing dwarf work by digging holes.
Yeah. So you'll probably see through the hole in the roof that the place has been pretty much ransacked. The furniture is overturned, even though, but not overgrown or something, and that seems to have been fairly recent.
I suppose that's the other human man who did this. The one who keeps visiting.
Possibly.
I don't think centaurs would be very much interested in a shag. Nope, that sounded no. I said it,
That sounded terrible.
I said it wrong.
I think centaurs are very, very interested in that, usually.
Hey,
There's a reason I used the word hot.
It's the Love Shack, Love Shack.
anyway,
Yeah,
What
so-
time of day is it?
Still plenty of day left. It's probably early afternoon.
Well, I guess if we continue onwards, we could probably reach Noana's hold.
Possibly, yes.
Because I'm pretty convinced that what I was looking for, I have already found.
Cause I still haven't found. Okay, so you make your way.
Yeah, at least unless the rest will fix up the hut. And then we could stay there for the rest of our lives.
Nope.
It's a bit small for all of them.
And I have a pilgrimage to finish.
Yeah, I think we should continue onwards towards Noana's hold.
Mm-hmm.
Probably yes.
Okay, so you move on. You continue to follow along the river, I suppose. And sooner or later, you manage to actually get out of the high forest. And you can see the little village, sorts, that is Noana's hold in the relative distance. What you also can see is a couple of dead hill giants lying on the other side of the river. And over them, or next to them, kneeling, is a lone frost giant.
Oh, wait, I know who that is. That is Mika's reaction. Not mine. I'm not
Yeah.
as excited. We found him!
He seems to be in the process of freeing a couple of live pigs from the bags of giants.
Oh, come on, he finds live pigs in the bags. The rest will find rotten cheese.
You also found live chicken,
But
if I may remind you.
we also found him.
It
Well,
is him.
I guess we will be approaching him.
He's on the other side of the river.
We can approach the river and then just greet him.
How wide is the river? Yeah.
Can we
It's-
communicate across it?
You can communicate across it, yes. It is not the sea.
Oh, by the way, I will be grabbing a sending stone. Just for the future.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yes, so as he frees the animals, he stands up and then he notices you trying to address him. And
Hi.
he looks at you kind of strangely and says, "Greetings.
We've been looking for you.
Have you? Why?
I don't know. Why have we been looking for him? Just to talk to
Curiosity,
you, I
think.
guess. Because we heard you've been helping people.
Yes, I have. I'm
Look, I
afraid to say that my brethren," he says with contempt in his voice, need to find out who is the mightiest of them.
Yes, we're also been trying to help people.
Oh, so you have seen what the others have been doing.
Yes, we've also been fighting several of them.
Hmm. Oh, are you the ones who tried to defend Tribor when the fire giants came?
Well,
Uh,
yes.
I think I heard about you when I visited.
I
Helped them
think we
with
were relatively successful.
You were. You were.
for being unprepared, we were successful.
That is very good to know. Oh, also, my manners. My name is Harshnag. You might have heard of me. He says with a proud, with a proud smile, and he's just caressing his beard.
Have we heard of him?
I mean, yes, because we were looking for him.
Well, with that,
Initially, what you heard of him is that he is part of, or was part of, an adventuring group who was in the employ of the Lords of Waterdeep.
but yeah, as said, we have been fighting with your brethren, and we have heard of, I guess, several of your leaders and their locations.
Yes. I myself have been traveling all over the north trying to stop them. I think it is time that maybe I should consult a higher power in this.
Like a god?
You could say that. But if you're also interested in stopping the giants wreaking havoc, maybe we should join forces.
Maybe we should, if you wishes.
That would be.
I will
Useful.
not force you, but you seem to be capable of defending yourself and others.
I do believe that we're quite efficient.
We do okay.
You're still alive, of.
Yeah, I must say that I think the most dangerous we faced was that castle.
Castle?
Yes,
Cloud
he's
giant.
he's talking about a flying cloud giant castle.
Mm.
You weren't
Yeah.
there.
I went in and I don't know if it was the torturer or maybe someone higher ranking, but I did save a dragon from their clutches.
Oh, so that was you.
You're
You
so
were
humble.
responsible for them dropping the rocks. I watched that.
Oh yeah, I do believe that that sorceress was quite upset. Apparently, she too couldn't take the joke when I forced her to laugh.
You're a terrible human being.
Well, fortunately, I'm a tiefling.
Well, you're a terrible being. Terrible humanoid being.
But would you know more about? I guess we are outsiders, but you are a giant and would probably know more about the culture and the whole choosing process. Because from what I've understood, your former king has died, and now they are like competing to become the new king or queen?
Yes. You see, what happened is that the king of the storm giants, Hecaton, he disappeared.
I thought he died.
It is assumed that he died. For all we know, he disappeared for now. He might be dead. Nobody knows. And since the Storm Giant King usually is the strongest of all of the giants, he's considered the leader of all of them.
But now
Sadly,
he's missing.
he is missing, and apparently his youngest daughter is not considered to be of adequate might by the others.
Who is that? Is that the lady who's throwing tantrums?
No, she's actually much like her father. I don't know why she was chosen over her older sister.
Well, who is the older sister? Is that the one who's throwing tantrums?
I don't know them personally, I just know that there are older sisters, and on the throne is the youngest.
I do believe that the one throwing a tantrum was
Also, if you're referring to...
Cloud Giant.
Yeah.
Oh,
The one you're referring
yes.
to is the one throwing the rocks, then those were cloud.
Well, there's a lot of giants throwing tantrums right now, so you'll have to excuse my confusion.
It's okay.
You spoke about seeking a higher power.
Yes. I realized that trying to stop the other giants myself would be futile. So I'm on the way to seek advice from the Eye of the All-Father.
The Eye of the Tiger?
All-Father.
Does that mean that he's like all the fathers ever, or that he's the father of all?
He is the patron god of the Eats.
Too bad.
Is this a
It
sacred
is said
place?
that all giants descend from...
Is this a sacred place to the giants, or could we follow you?
You could follow me. It is, while it is a sacred place, it's an oracle. And I'm hoping we will find out what we need to do to stop all of this. Even though I have a pretty good idea what needs to...
Where would this oracle be located? Because originally we intended to go to Grothawk.
The oracle is located in a valley in the spine of the...
Oh, so that's to the north.
So we're going.
However, if you have business elsewhere, I can we can just meet up in Mirabar.
Do we have business elsewhere?
Well, we did have business in Grothawk, but maybe if we visited this oracle, we could get help in order to make this challenge easier, or maybe to make it no challenge at all.
Did
If the oracle can help.
Did we already return the one giant husband to the giant wife?
No,
No, that would have been there also.
that is in Grothawk.
Okay. Well, we
So
could
yeah,
go
he
there
suggests
and
if you have other business first, he continues his journey in the north and eventually would meet you in Mirabar. Because the Eye of the All-Father is in a valley near Mirabar.
Are you sure you don't want to come with us to the hill giant place?
I could if you want me to.
Well, it took so long to find you. Would be shame to lose you again.
Oh, but we would have a place where we meet up.
Well, what if you fall into a hole and no one is there to help you get out of it?
You're right, that would be a disaster.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this giant is laughing at me.
Yeah. For some reason, I seem to remember something happening in Silvermoon Everland. I just don't remember what.
I think it was just the teleportation circle thing.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, well, maybe we should go there and hear more.
Harbor Lady in Bryn Shanda told you that she might that you might get access to the teleportation circles now.
Yeah, if we went there and got access to the teleportation circles, we could probably get easy to the major cities, such as Mirabar.
Entirely possible.
Possibly Waterdeep too, so if we went north and got a teleportation circle, we might be able to go directly to Waterdeep and then to Grothog.
So, which is closest?
I think Everland is the closest.
Well, if that's
Actually,
the case,
hang on. You are
guess we
now.
there.
We are something around here, yeah. So, I would actually suggest that we rest for the night in Noana's Hold and then continue north to Everland, Sarimun, wherever the circle was.
It was Everland. I said Silvermoon first, but that was a mistake on my part.
Ah, okay. So we could get access to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I accept this plan.
And do you want to take the giant?
Does the giant want to come?
The giant will follow your lead. If you want him, if you want him to come with you, he will. If you don't, then he won't.
Well, I guess we should actually bring him with us.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having him with us.
Yay, we have a pet giant.
That's not right. He's a person.
He's not a pet. He has his free will.
And sentience.
And
rights.
yes, and rights, and a great axe. Thick.
Giant-sized, probably.
Yes. Okay, so your plan is set. You are going to spend the night in Noana's Hold, and then you're going to make your way to Everland.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Good. So,
God, that sounded like we're walking into a trap or something.
Yeah, it sounded a lot like, hooray, you just triggered my trap.
Yeah, so he will cross the river. It's not a problem for him. He's a giant. And he will accompany you to Hold. It's a fairly decently sized village. With no fortifications. There is a building in there that is called the White Hart Inn. It's pretty. The building itself seems to be pretty creaky and very old. However, the interior is in fairly decent shape.
That's nice.
It's a bit
Yeah.
of a rustic. It has a bit of rustic charm to it.
I like rustic.
Also, you can see that on a hill a bit outside of the village, there is a mansion of some sort.
Ooh.
Also, you will probably hear from the villagers that that's where the Hunt Lords live.
What do the hunt lords do?
Or the Hunt Lords lived. Actually.
Lived. Oh yeah, we've heard about that.
Yes, you heard about it. The commoners on the street seem to believe that the spirits of the Hunt Lords are still remaining, and they seem to believe that everybody who lives in the village must not leave, or they will hunt him down. Or them.
That's harsh. Shh. I think we should go take a look at that mansion at some point. Sounds like there's a problem.
Yeah, well, I guess we could sneak that tonight.
I know I said that my pilgrimage is defeating these stupid giants. No offense, you're not a stupid giant. But I also do want to help people in other ways, and if there's a ghost that kills people who try to leave, that's just wrong.
Yeah, we should definitely check that out. But maybe we should do it after everyone has gone to bed, so we draw less tension.
Yes, I agree.
Because
So
if that goes, what can go wrong by going out at night?
Yeah, sure.
I'm glad that you've grown braver.
Oh, I will always be brave.
Sorry. That was for the times that you tried to run away.
Oh, I simply tend to move in and out of combat in order to optimize my potential with my skills.
So you're planning to stay in the hunting lodge? Or the White Hart Inn?
Yeah, at least until nightfall, and then we'll sneak out and check it out.
The innkeeper is a fairly small human man of middle age. He introduces himself as Avgar Filroy, and he's very courteous. And yeah, he says you can have rooms if you like. There are plenty available. He does warn you that the Hunt Lords do not like it when people roam the streets at night, because it's dangerous. Also, apparently, the restless spirits of some poachers that used to live in the town are haunting the village at night, so you should better stay.
This
Oh,
really,
don't worry, we will.
This really sounds like something that needs to be busted.
Yes, also, he seems to be speaking about the Hunt Lords as if they are still alive, which is strange.
Yes.
Because pretty much everybody knows that they're not. Yes, but you will spend the night there, or at least the rest of the day until nightfall. And what happens then, we will see the next time.
God damn it.
Ghosty goose, ghosty goose.
Yes, and this time I am sure that next week we will not play because of reasons.
So sad.
Yeah, last week I thought it was already this week, but it wasn't. Last week was last week.
What?
I thought it was a week later.
Has the summer confused your brain?
I want to say yes.
Then say yes.
No!
Say yes to the dress.
Depends on it.
Well, that's the whole point of the show.
It's a show?
Yep.
I have not heard about it.
Say Yes to the Dress is a reality show about people buying wedding dresses.
That
Okay.
just sounds terrible.
Well, it's actually one of the least terrible reality TV shows.
Well, maybe I generally have a aversion against reality TV.
Well, so do I. It's boring usually and dumb. But I'm gonna go to like sleep and stuff maybe soon, so
Yeah, have a good
Bye.
night.
And I still have a bit of stuff to do.
bye.
So yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye. See ya, Toad.